chassis.
Okay, so the next part is to mark out where you're going to drill the holes. For this, you'll need to take your bench hook out of the vise, and you'll need to put your chassis with the long edge facing up. Now, don't put your chassis too low down. If you do it like that, it won't be able to work. So get it into your vise as high as you possibly can. Your first job is to mark across your wood. So to do that, you mark from each end 20 millimeters. 20 millimeters from one end, 20 millimeters from the other end. You then take your tri-square and draw across. That's the first line that will help you to mark out where you're going to drill. Once you've done that, you'll need a new tool. This tool is called a marking gauge. Be very careful of the pin, it's sharp. You're going to use that pin to mark across your work. The problem is that the stock, that's this part here, which controls it, is miles away from the pin at the minute. So we have to adjust it. We turn the dial to move it left and right, but then what you're going to have to do is take a ruler and position it so that the pin is 10 millimeters away from the edge of the stock. As soon as you've got it in position, tighten the dial up. These are quite old, so they can sometimes get knocked out of position. So I can just see there it's on 9.5 now. So all I do is just make sure it's as tight as I can, and then just give it a slight knock one way or the other to try and just give it a fine adjustment. You're trying to get it right on 10, so it's on 10 now. What I then need to do is go against my piece of material. So I'm going to try and push that stock and kind of punch against it flat. So punch against it flat, the aim is to try and slide across the face of the wood. I'm not ready to mark yet, because what I need to do is twist it around slightly, and I need to make the pin scratch across the wood. I do it once there, I move it along to the other part, and I slide it across. Keeping this steady takes practice. Don't worry if you don't do it first. Once you've scratched into your wood, just mark it so you can see a little bit better.